Listen, the enemy will use anybody connected to your heartstrings, to this heart right here. Those are the people that the enemy gonna use. Too often we'll be on the outside looking in, right? We looking at strangers, we looking at people that we think are our enemies. Y'all looking at the wrong people. I'm here to tell you, the enemy is not gonna use the people that you think he gonna use. The enemy gonna use the people that you think he would never use. I'm here to tell you, I'm a living witness. You better watch the people that's closest to you. You better watch your friends. You better watch your family. Anybody that's connected to your heartstrings. Those are the people that the enemy gonna use, and I'm here to tell you. So keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes peeled back. Keep your discernment on high. I'm here to tell you.
Stop being gullible. Stop it. It's making people to disrespect you. Okay?
So today's video is 6 ways that will help you to stop being naive, stop being gullible, and stop being easily used. And we're going to get right into it. First, hey friend, welcome to my channel, KarineAlourde Mental Gems. This channel is dedicated to leveling up in all areas of your life. So let us learn together, read together, but most importantly, grow together. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's start first with the very first one, which is consider the credibility of the source. Always be skeptical, ask questions, and understand things in situations. Don't believe everything you hear. So this is obviously the first one, to not be used by people, to not be gullible or easily naive, is to question everything. Look at everything under the microscope. It's better to be skeptical than to be somebody that easily fall for and believe everything. By questioning everything, meaning don't be afraid to ask questions. Usually the people that are used the most, the people that are usually naive and fall for a whole bunch of scams are people that allow others to make them feel guilty for asking questions. Don't let anybody make you feel guilty for asking questions when you're not sure of something. Always ask for clarification. I don't understand. And if they're rushing you through it or they're making you feel guilty for having questions, call it out. Be like, hey, what's wrong with me asking questions? I just want to know. I don't, pipe down. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's person that's trying to sell you something like a salesman or whether it's your spouse. Whenever they start to make you feel a little guilty or try to shut you down asking questions, that's the more reason why you should ask questions. Because usually people that's not trying to control you, trying to manipulate you, are not going to feel a way that you're asking questions. They're very open to you asking questions, and they're more than happy to oblige you by answering them.
The truth is, people who are manipulators hate it when you ask questions. So when you are asking questions to somebody and they start getting aggravated, irritated, and they don't want to answer the questions, just know that they're probably trying to manipulate you. See, they want to feed you something and hope you just go with it. They hope that you don't question it. They hope that you stay silent about it and pursue the action that they want you to do, because they want to get what they want to get out of you.
I was thinking about this and I had to come back and add this part into it. Because can you guys imagine if Adam and Eve were to ask a lot more questions before just, falling and eating the fruit, and they weren't so naive and gullible? And I saw a TikTok that expressed this exact sentiment. And I was like, absolutely.
So God told you if you eat this, you can become like him. So why haven't you eaten it? Right. So because you're an animal, you can't become like him. So then why would he tell you if you eat it, you can become like him if it doesn't work for you? Okay, so you're still saying God told you that if us humans eat this, we can be like God. So why would he tell you if he doesn't want us to know? Like, surely you're going to tell us because we live in the same place. Oh, right. So he trusted that you won't tell anyone, but you are telling me. So how can I trust you that you're telling the truth when the person who created us trusted you and you've broken his trust?
I'm imagining how much we would avoid if we just ask questions. And then when we ask the questions, we use our discernment and then just let things slide. Don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty for not asking questions, okay? Don't ever do that. I will ask 1,000,001 questions, even with situations. And being from the hood, there's a reason why they always say Black people love to ask, who all gonna be there? Or who's gonna be there? Haitians do the same thing. We love to ask that because we know that who's at a function can make or break your night or your day. All right. Not every situation you go to. Like if I hear something, oh, it's supposed to be a classy event, this, that, and then I hear some people that's going to be there. Like, can you imagine right now if there's like, oh, there's this classy event, Karine, you should go to it, blah, 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 blah. And I ask, oh, who's all going to be there? Oh, yeah, Diddy's going to be one of the people there. You think I'm going to show up? That's what we mean by that. So you'd have people in the hood that we know whenever they show up, there's drive-bys or fights or this and that. You know, hey, I'm not going to go there. So it's crucial.
Let's just be honest. Let's just get right to it. Who all gonna be over there? Who all gonna be over there? Who gonna be over there? Who coming? Who else did you invite? Who all gonna be over there? We want to know. It's 2025. Let's stop doing this to each other. Who all gonna be over there? Y'all not about to stress me out this year. Let's just be. We don't want to hang with everybody. Who all gonna be over there? Text us right now and let us know who all gonna be over there before I tell you if I'm coming. Don't make me lie to you and say see you soon. Who all gonna be over there?
Who's all gonna be there is a way of life. Okay. I know somebody go feel me on that one.
And then you want to protect who you are. You want to avoid certain situations. So it's key to ask those questions, right? I encourage people to not be ashamed to ask questions.
You ever ask someone a direct question and somehow you end up explaining yourself? You see, that's not a misunderstanding. That's not poor communication. That is deflection. And it's intentional. People who don't want to take accountability will always dodge, spin, or even flip the script. They'll answer your question with a question. They'll make you feel like you're the problem for simply asking for clarity. You know, you ask, why did you lie to me? And then they hit you with, why are you always so negative? You ask, where were you last night? And suddenly it's, why don't you trust me? Sound familiar? Because that's not love. That's not communication. That's manipulation in a big fat costume. People don't avoid questions they're proud of the answers to. I want you to let that sink in. People don't avoid questions they're proud of the answers to.
A lot of people would avoid being in cults. A lot of people would avoid following false leaders or false teachers, etc. on a spiritual tip if you really ask questions and went to find the answers yourself in the Bible. But a lot of people don't like to answer. Naive and gullible. To be naive and gullible, here's the spiritual definition to me, is to trust others to answer questions that you could find for yourself. That's how I see it. It's to trust others with life or death matters. You just trusting. You're over trusting. And so salvation is a life or death issue, right? And you just trust people that appear powerful, smart, or intelligent, or this, or like they know. You trust them to give you answers. Oh, this sounds smart. This person knows a lot. You don't know what people know. Everybody is just everybody. Like people are just people, okay? People are just people. Everybody gotta die. We can't escape death. Everybody sits on the toilet the same. Okay? Everybody empties their bowels the same. It's a vulgar statement that changed my life when I was really, really young. I would hear from my elders and it changed my life. I know some people will be like, but literally everybody sits on the toilet the same way. All right? And empty their bowels the same way. So I'm not going to take nobody's word for anything. I'm going to question everything and look into everything. Now, the other thing is when you're naive and gullible, you don't think you're naive and gullible. I wouldn't consider myself a naive or gullible person in a lot of matters, but I am very naive and gullible with people I love. I'm intentionally naive and gullible, right? And this can come with a lot of people that are people pleasers, which I will pin that playlist in the comment section, because if you're naive and gullible, there's a strong chance that you might deal with people pleasing. And I would not see people's true colors for what they were. And that would be by choice. I would choose to ignore what I'm seeing with my own eyes or the discernment that Yah has given me. And one of the things I say is the enemy takes hold of that and he uses it to his advantage. If he cannot get to you, trust me, he will use those who are around you to get to you. And because you're naive, you think there's no way. And one way I was naive is if someone showed me they love the Father, they love Yah, they're prayerful, they're this, I would just accept you with open arms and I have no discernment. And the way he would work with me, the Father would allow me to dream dreams about these people's true colors and show me things. And I would just be like, there's no way. This can't be a dream from the Father. This is the enemy trying to sow seeds of division. But in my gut, I'd be like, was this just a dream? This and that. And I've learned time and time again, he's always right. The person eventually showed me their true colors, that the most spiritual, biblical people that I thought I knew were sexual deviants. They were violent, or there's a lot of things they were dealing with. Things that you would be disturbed by. This is why you see why in the church, the devil know, all right, you actually trying. That's why there's so much deception in the church. You're actually trying. You're trying to worship with a body of people that love the Father. You're trying. So let me give you a leader, since you're naive and gullible, that's going to feed you all types of stuff. And that same leader is going to end up sleeping with you. That same leader is going to end up sleeping with your babies. So he can't get to you. He know you ain't going to read your Bible and ask the questions and look for yourself. So he give you a leader that deters you. Do you see what I mean by how he works? So this is what I mean by that. And this is why the church is full of corrupted elders, pastors, and musicians or whatever that are deviants, but they come as an angel of light. And then people will sit and say, oh, the church, and they turn away from Yah, they turn away from the Bible because of the church or church hurt. Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do. That's exactly what he wanted to do. And now you're repulsed and you're turned off because you can't see how the enemy uses people. So I've learned that the people that I thought was the most holy, like friendships that I made friendships, like we're all on the same page, and those be the same people that would lead me straight to sin. They would lead me straight to sin. And by the time I'm in the sin, I don't even realize. And I'm literally sitting there shocked. Like, how did your discernment, Karine, your discernment, to not be naive, to not be gullible, you need to pray for discernment. And then you can't pray for discernment, but when he's actually giving it to you and showing you and trying to educate you, you ignore it. You can't do that. You can't do that. And then also naive and gullibility comes with people being starstruck, having no self-confidence for yourself. If you've seen the Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, a lot of people, including those jurors, they were starstruck.
Y'all already know. Juror 160 out of pocket. Y'all already know this girl was fanned out before y'all put her on the stand. 50 Cent knew to put her in this documentary to show just how broken the system is. This girl up here talking about they making faces at each other. Oh, I'm a big fan of Making the Band 112 and this and that. And he made the same nod during Making the Band. So I knew what he meant. I knew what he liked. Girl, this is why he is getting out in a short period of time. Because he knew what jurors to pick, who was starstruck, and who he could manipulate. This girl right here had no business being on nobody's jury team. She was always going to let him go free. Yeah, he making his face. He like, I know what he like. Because they done already cut this girl a check.
That's why I said the saying, everybody poops the same. If I meet someone in public, oh my goodness, I watch your channel. I'm like, listen, I poop the same as you. Ain't nothing special about me. It don't matter what height someone reaches. They're just flesh and blood like you. They all must die. Because when you're starstruck, you fall. This is how R. Kelly got all those parents to give him their children. Being starstruck. This is how Diddy got away with a lot. This is how a lot of celebrities get away with a lot.
An 18-year-old girl tells her mom that she has missed her period for 2 months. Very worried, the mother goes to the chemist and buys a pregnancy kit. The test result shows that the girl is pregnant. Shouting, cursing, crying, the mother says, "Who was the pig that did this to you? I want to know." The girl picks up the phone and makes a call. Half an hour later, a Ferrari stops in front of their house. A mature and distinguished man with gray hair and impeccably dressed in a very expensive suit steps out of it and enters the house. He sits in the living room with the father, the mother, and the girl and tells them, "Good morning, your daughter has informed me of the problem. However, I can't marry her because of my personal family situation, but I'll take charge. If a girl is born, I will bequeath her 2 retail stores, a townhouse, a beach villa, and a $1 million bank account. If a boy is born, my legacy will be a couple of factories and a $2 million bank account. If it is twins, a factory and $1 million each. However, if there is a miscarriage, what do you suggest I do? At this point, the father, who had remained silent, places a hand firmly on the man's shoulder and tells him, "Then you try again."
Because you're naive and gullible and easily impressed. When you're easily impressed, anything can go. Stop being easily impressed by people.
I think what has been happening lately is convincing me not to be too easily impressed by someone just because they're rich, powerful, famous, look smart, and have a good job with good salary. Because some of them sacrifice their morals and humanity to be in that position.
One of the worst things that you could be as a young woman is easily impressed. You don't want to be the girl that's like, oh my God, he's in love with me because he texted you good morning. You don't want to be one of the girls out here going for anything. You don't want to be one of the girls that's like, oh my God, this might be my husband because he told you he wants you to have his kids. First of all, that may be a threat. 95% of what's coming out of their mouth is coming out of their mouth for you to become emotionally attached to them or for you to open them legs. You shouldn't be flattered by 95% of what comes out of their mouth. You get what I'm saying? So learn how to have strong discernment.
Stop being impressed by people liking you and giving you a little bit of attention. People buy cats just to keep mice away. Just sit with that. When you don't learn to validate yourself, somebody liking you, texting you, giving you little breadcrumbs here and there will make you feel on top of the world. There is no value in somebody saying you look good. Somebody liking all your pictures and sending you a DM every now and then. There is no value in that. People can tell when you are easily influenced. So all you got to do is post a picture and somebody hit you up and you responding, you laughing, you joking, giving them all your energy. They know that all they got to do is make you feel good just a little bit, and there you go. People who actually like you, want to be in a relationship with you, want to be real friends with you, they are intentional with their time, how they move with you. You don't got to assume, you don't got to guess, you don't got to do the most. It's known. So just look at the people in your life who only show up when you post that picture. That man that only texts you when he see your life is going good and you're no longer crying over him. Those people are not for you. They see you doing good. Now they want to come back and give you a little bit of attention because that little bit of attention got you the first time. But it's up to you to learn to love yourself, validate yourself, know who you are, know your value. You don't got to settle for less.
Hey, people are just people. You don't know. People have I asked you this question. Think about it and be honest with yourself. Everything you've done, there are generally good people in this world, right? That are righteous, that may really never have lived any kind of life. But if you're not one of those people, ask yourself. Think of the worst things you've ever done, the top 3 worst things that you would never speak of to anyone publicly. And imagine if it was put on world stage for all to see. How many people in your life would be shocked that what? You participated in this? You did this? Man, this pastor's wife, the first lady, she used to have affairs with married men before. She never talked about. Or this man actually took somebody out of here and got away with it. There's been people on their deathbeds admitted to crimes. Like, yeah, I took somebody else. All their grandchildren are shocked, stunned, everybody. Stunned. And then they tell you, y'all can look up these stories. They'll tell you where the bodies are buried. And everybody's shocked. So think about that with you. You don't know people. So stop being easily impressed. Stop being so starstruck. Stop defending people. I learned at a very early age to not defend people. To not say, oh, this person could never. I've fallen flat on my face doing that. And the devil knows when you think like that, you're easily starstruck. When you're not, you lack discernment. He can use all types of people to come into your life and to destroy you. Because he can't get to you. So yeah, you might not be naive in all areas or gullible or easily impressed in all areas of your life, but there's this part of your life where you are. You struggle with this at some capacity. So think of what I'm saying. All right? All right, let's get back into the video. Number 2 is take your time. Don't rush decisions and consider all variables before accepting what others say. Don't rush decisions. Don't agree to things too quickly. That is something I used to struggle with when I was easily naive and gullible. I used to believe everything, is that I'll rush to make a decision. Especially with salesmen. You ever walk down the mall and you know those aisles in between the mall where they're selling something, whether it's like a flat iron or some makeup or a watch or whatever. The person's there and just, they're very aggressive people. And I just quickly make the decision, okay, I get this because it looks like it's really too good. They know how to promote it so that it actually looks like it's too good to be true, that this product is amazing. I should get it. And I just make the decision to get it right then and there. Why don't instead you say, hey, that's not what I came here for. I didn't come here for this. So give me a minute. Let me think about it. I'll come back and think about it. Give yourself at least some time by the time you're done during your shopping to go back. I learned to do that because I used to fall for those scams a lot. Those little kiosks where they're selling something to you inside of the mall. So I've learned to, when I'm done with my shopping, by the time I'm walking back, I already decided I don't want it, even if it's too good to be true, or I done spent enough money that I don't want it anymore. It's the same way with life, any business ventures. You might have a friend that wants you to partner with them and start this business, and it sounds great at first, and they're selling you a dream of the profits and why this will be so good for everybody and generational wealth and how everyone works together to grow and build, etc. And you fall for it and you're like, oh, this sounds so great. Yeah, let's do it. I'm down, etc. And then before you know it, when you actually get into business with them, it's like, oh my goodness, I moved too quickly. I made this decision too quickly. Never say yes too quickly. Take your time, think about it, pray on it, and really be skeptical and ask a lot of questions before you make a final decision. And especially if you're a people pleaser, because people pleaser don't know how to say no, always buy time. Say, hey, can I think about this real quick? I'm going to need some time. I need to look at my schedule. Whether you're invited somewhere, I feel like I have something planned. Let me look at that and I'll let you know later. Buy some time to really realize if that's what you want to do. Then you can wiggle your way out of it, get out of it whenever you buy yourself time. And if someone seems like they're trapping you into a business decision, like you can't leave until you say yes now, say yes. But like, oh, I really can't think of this. I know there's something, but there's so much pressure. I can't think of it. Let me think about it. Whether it's business or whatever, I don't want to make this agreement that quick. Let me think about it. People respect people that do that. Don't let people pressure you. Oh, you have to do this now, though. You have to do that. People will always be aggressive when they have something to gain from it. When they thrive off you being naive, you being gullible, you not asking questions. So they're going to rush you, but just ask for some time.
Be aware of people who are always trying to give you half the story or get you to agree to things without telling you the full set of details, particularly if you're new and the decision is going to rest in your lap in the end. If you don't understand the full details, you've got to take a pause and get comfortable with the situation or ask people to come in to help you understand the situation. But you're going to have people that will try to get you to make a hasty decision that's in their interest, but not necessarily yours. An experienced leader knows to take a minute, really evaluate the situation, understand it. And over time, you're going to decrease the amount of time that you need to understand the situation. But up front or when you're new, take all the time you need.
I just want to speak on this. Trusting God will make you look crazy in seasons when you're trusting God about a job, when you're trusting God on stepping out on faith on certain things, and really make you look crazy. I had certain family members would try to be in my business and ask me about certain things in my life, in which I wouldn't say in a bad way, but it'll be like, why you don't have this? Why you ain't go for this and that? And that can make a person be so rushful and have like a rush on their spirit to think they need to do this and do that just to get some money and really stress themselves out. I just want to tell somebody, don't let nobody rush you or like rush your spirit to do something when you know that you're trusting God in your season. You feel what I'm saying?
Read and seek out information to build your knowledge base. Always read books. I'm a big promoter of reading books or watching documentaries or learning more about things, because people who are ignorant is who's gullible, who's easy to manipulate. It's just like with the matter of religion, right? I would never tell somebody, just come be a Christian and do this and whatever, and not read the Bible for yourself. You have to read for yourself. You can't join anything without reading and knowing for yourself. I always say that I can defend my faith, my belief in Christ because I know for myself. I've experienced for myself. I've read for myself. I've learned for myself. And I didn't let somebody just tell me, no matter what it is. Learn stuff for yourself. Do not be ashamed of being ignorant. A lot of people feel like for them to be important, they have to appear like they know it all the time, or they're very smart, or they have everything figured out. No one wants to admit that they're ignorant in any way or that they don't know. And yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know about that. But the mark of someone with wisdom, how I know someone is wise, how I know someone's an intellectual or really smart, is when they say, I don't really know. Let me check on that, and then they actually go do their research. It's okay to be ignorant in some matters. All ignorance is a lack of knowledge. And we don't know everything about everything. That's impossible. In our limited lifetime, you're not gonna be an expert at everything. No one's an expert at everything. No one knows everything. There's fields that's just not your forte. Like, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna sit up here and give people talk to a doctor and feel like I know more than a doctor or more than a lawyer or more than, I can read and learn as much as possible, but I do have to understand that I am limited. My knowledge is not infinite. Only God has infinite wisdom and knowledge, and I'm limited. And so it's okay to be ignorant. It's okay to not always be the smartest person in the room, okay? I know I did a video how to be the smartest person in the room. It was a video a long time ago. I'll pin it in the comments for you guys. Things that people who are the smartest person in the room does. But in that context, there's a difference. Y'all will see in the video. It's not that you're a know-it-all. Being the smartest person in the room doesn't mean you're a know-it-all. If you catch my drift. Being the smartest person in the room is the person that asks the most questions, that's willing to learn, that's humble, that's like a little child. Even the Bible say, for you to see the kingdom of heaven, you have to humble yourself and become like a child. A child soaks up everything and understands that they're limited and they don't know everything, and they look to something that's more superior than them in this context. Parents, but we look to God. You know everything, and I don't know anything. In the room, the smartest person in the room is the person that's willing to learn the most, okay? So don't get it twisted. Don't think that the smartest person in the room is the person who's most well-traveled, most well-learned, who knows the most. Yes, you can educate yourself and participate in conversations, but to me, the smartest person in the room is never the person that has the most. It's the person that has the least but is willing to learn the most, okay? Because once you go into every space, every room, willing to learn the most in that room, you automatically will leave that room edified. You have something, because everyone in the room has something to offer. No one person in the room is beneath being in any room, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not talking about degenerate rooms, but even then, there's things that, like, for instance, if you were in a room full of ex-cons or something, you might feel, I'm beneath it, that were, that's just so wrong. There's so many lessons, even in lessons that they learned from past mistakes that they made. I find that people that give the best advice, motivational speeches, are ex-gangbangers, sellers of substances, if you catch my drift. People that live that life tend to have the most passionate testimonials on not joining down that path, or they have something to teach you. Even in poverty, coming from the hood, coming from Haiti, I've known poverty, I've experienced it. And there's a lot of knowledge that comes in being resourceful, putting things together. And I do feel like the more you know, the more you're willing to learn. The more you're willing to learn, it really helps in you not being gullible, helps you not being naive. Because when someone comes to you with a proposition, you're already so comfortable with being ignorant in some way or form that you're not embarrassed to ask questions. You're not embarrassed to be skeptical and to research and find evidence for what the person is saying. You know that, hey, I don't know everything, so I'm not going to make this drastic decision thinking that I'm superior in my decisions. Let me go research this first. So people don't really try to manipulate people that love to learn. When you know a lot, you scare people. You scare manipulators. I've studied cult leaders. So I studied cult leaders and dictators a lot. And I find that the way they control the people is the less education the people have, the less education the country have, the easier it is to get them into a cult or to be a dictator over them, to control the masses. The less you know, the easier it is to control you. And the more you know, the more you are open to knowing, the harder it is to control you. But knowing for yourself, questioning, this sounds too good to be true. What does this person have to gain with me joining their group? If it's a cult, what do they have to gain? What are the facts? Is this person human? Do they bleed like me? What philosophy is this person? Like, take your time and, don't trust everything that is being said to you. Number 4 is admit you don't know everything, which is just what we spent a whole time talking about. Being comfortable with ignorance. You have to be comfortable with being ignorant. You have to be comfortable with not knowing. You have to be comfortable with admitting that you don't know everything. And in any room, let people know I brag about my ignorance. I know that sounds crazy, but when I'm in a room, I brag about, hey, I don't know. Let me know, unless, it's a topic I do actually know about and we're talking about it, or I'm really passionate about it. When it's religious things, I'm so passionate about my faith that I'm always ready to talk or whatever. But I do even realize I'm still learning and growing in the faith, and I still have to trust the Holy Spirit to teach me and help me to grow in the faith. I have no problem admitting that I do not know. Oh, teach me. What do you know? Learn from that. Y'all have to be comfortable, please. If you don't get anything from this video, get that. Be comfortable with being ignorant. Be comfortable with not knowing. Be comfortable with asking questions. Be comfortable with being willing to learn. Admit that you don't know. You don't have to have the burden of being a know-it-all and knowing everything. You don't. We've only been allowed a couple short years on this earth in this human body for this time before, we have our new lives. But in the short time that we are allowed to live on earth, you have to understand that you are limited. There's a beauty in that. And that helps you so much. I'm telling you, nothing has helped remove people pleasing, being naive or gullible for me than knowing that I don't know. And when I think like that, people just cannot use me because I know I don't know. I'm comfortable with finding out. But when you think you know, you're not trying to find out because you feel you know. Whether it's a judgment of people's character, I don't know you like that. I'm only seeing what you're showing me. Let me learn who you are before I just completely put my trust in you. Number 5 is ask for a second opinion and a third. I also love to get feedback. It says a wise man knows how to seek counsel and seek wisdom. A lot of people fail in life because they don't know how to seek counsel or how to seek wisdom. And I feel like it's a great misfortune that you do to yourself. If you don't seek counsel, you do yourself a disservice. You know what I mean? Seek counsel, seek wisdom, seek understanding, seek it all, and ask for a second opinion when you're not sure. If I feel like I'm being naive about a situation, whether it's a relationship, like, oh, this guy's doing all these sweet things, go to your married friends or those that you feel may have a better eye than you, that really wish you well, and say, hey, I like this guy. Here's our conversations. I'm not sure. What do you want to do? You don't know how many traps I've saved myself from getting into just by seeking counsel from my good friends, my married friends, and be like, what do you think of this guy? Like, I'm interested. We went on this date, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, this, that, and the third. And then I pray on it. And then 9 out of 10 times they'd be right, because we can be very blind to what we're seeing. And then later on, I see why this would have been a big trap or a mistake. But if I was not open to getting a second opinion, you end up getting manipulated. People can see manipulation when they're not the ones being manipulated, which is why you ask for a second opinion. If you have a business deal going on, I know moving in silent, etc., but we should strive to have at least 1 or 2 people in our lives that we can really trust. That means as well that we can go and say, hey, this idea was presented to me. This is how it was laid out for me. What do you think about this? Because there's been times when my friends would try to take a course, or they'll get into a program. I'm like, hey, this is a scam. You're paying this for that. Like, these Ponzi schemes, and they're very elaborate. There's Ponzi schemes that millionaires, billionaires fall for. Oh my goodness. On my biography channel, I have some videos lined up on some of these stuff, but even billionaires fall for certain Ponzi schemes and cults and all of those things, and they don't get second opinions. It's that God complex that they have, that they feel like they know it all, and then they get into it and they can't even see the financial traps that they're putting themselves in. I'm like, how did you guys fall for this? When you're looking at the bigger scale of it, like, outside of it, you're able to see it a lot clearer. But I'm like, where was their financial advisors? Who is counseling them on some of these decisions? I've had, again, business associates coming from corporate. It's a very greedy world. And I've had associates and friends who were presented business ideas, especially if they have a little money. Do you want to invest in this? I have this proposition for you. And they'll come to me because the Lord helps me to just see through scams. I don't know what it is. My spirit be like, no, don't do it. And I'll be like, hey, don't do it. I don't think it's a good idea. And then later on, they're like, oh my goodness, you were right. I always tell my friends, if something sounds too good to be true, 9 out of 10 times it's too good to be true. Anything that sounds too good to be true, be hesitant about it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Any investments, I don't care how it makes you look like you're not a supporter, you're a crab in a bucket. I'll be that. But let me save myself. I used to work at a financial office and they did accounting, bookkeeping, and during tax season, we'll do taxes for people. You don't know how many clients that our office used to serve, that their prior tax preparers used to just show them a big deal like, hey, this is how much I can get you back, or you owe, I can eliminate all your debt and this and that. And then they'll do their taxes in a way where they actually do what they said they would do. They did eliminate. Can you imagine someone has like $60,000 they owe the IRS in taxes and stuff, and the person get it to zero and actually give them money back? Like they get money back, like 9, 10,000. So the person's like, oh my goodness, this is so great. And then they're advertising it to everyone else. And then boom, the IRS come and lays down the hammer on them. And they're like, oh my goodness. Then they'd come to our office to try to fix that. And it's like, how do you not understand that anything that sounds too good to be true, 9 out of 10 times, there's a catch. It is too good to be true. Read the fine print. Understand the precautions and what could happen if you go down this route. And sometimes you just got to do things the more difficult way. I might not get X amount money back, or I might owe some back, but at least I'm not going to go to jail or have to owe way more, or not have the headache of having to get a tax lawyer and listen. Save yourself that, okay? Last one, which is number 6, say no. It's okay to not be nice. And we talk about people pleasing so much on this channel, these videos I've done lately, disease to please, all of that. We talked about this so much that saying no, being gullible and being naive. Gullible and naive people don't know how to say no. They don't want to hurt feelings. They're usually people pleasers. I promise you, if you're gullible and naive, you're usually a people pleaser. You don't want to rock the boat, so you don't ask questions and you don't say no when you're uncomfortable. There's a lot of people sitting in jail right now because they didn't know how to say no. There's a lot of women right now raising children on their own because they didn't trust their gut and know how to say no.
I might make this a series. Another reason why you keep getting your heart broke is because you don't know how to say no. You just can't say no. It's ruining your life, right? You ask that man, what are we? What are we doing? What'd he say? Oh, I thought we were just vibing. We just chilling. We just enjoying each other right now in the moment. It's just me and you. I thought that's what we agreed on. We just doing our thing right now, right? That's what we agreed on, right? And what you say? Well, oh, yeah, I was just trying to make sure we was on the same page. Knowing damn well last night you just told your homegirl, girl, I love him. Right? Or you know in your heart of hearts the last thing you need in your life right now is a baby. You don't need no baby right now. And he asked you, you want me to in that? And what you say? What you say? Yes. Yes. Now look at you. Pregnant and single out of or that girl asked you, baby, I need money to pay my rent. Can you help me pay my rent? Knowing you ain't got an extra dime, penny, a shilling, or nothing. What you say? Yeah, baby, you know I got you. Daddy always got you. You give her money to pay her rent. Now you gotta go borrow money to pay your own rent. See now? Now you're in the hole. You gotta say no. And they be wanting to party, you got to tell them no.
Whatever you do not be a people pleaser. Whatever you do, if I could save you from anything, do not be a people pleaser. And you need to say no. There's power in that word no. And no matter how bad you feel, I just cried myself home, okay? Because I just had a crazy epiphany that 99.9% of my life's problems boil down to my people-pleasing ways and my inability to say no. And that is a very, very, very big problem. And the fact that people know this about you, they will use that to their advantage. People will use you and bleed you dry. People know that you are a kind person. People know that you're a kind person. And they're gonna use that. But what happens when you are kind that you leave nothing for yourself? Or what happens when you don't say no? When saying no benefits you, something goes wrong, and the reason it went wrong is because you didn't say no. And the craziest thing is I don't have a fix for you. I don't have a solution because it's clearly a problem. Otherwise, I would not be crying myself home. Okay? I would not be perturbed by it. Okay? Like, this issue is so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's so bad. This issue is so bad for me to the point that I will talk to somebody I don't like. Like, I will date somebody I don't like because I don't want to hurt their feelings. Yeah. Yeah. Like, do not be a people pleaser. Like, whatever you do, kill that thing in you. I don't know what happened to you that caused you to be that. I'm pretty sure there's something traumatic in me. There's a reason I just can't. It's just my default setting, and that is a problem.
There's a lot of just unfortunate situations, people who end up dead, etc., because they don't know how to say no. It's okay for you to not be nice and say no. It's okay. Don't feel ashamed for it. Coming from the hood, I told y'all in previous videos, there's a lot of people I grew up with, unfortunately, I went to school with, I was friends with, that are dead right now. They're dead. And they were dead very young. Like, they didn't even get to see the age of 25 because they did not know how to say no. They didn't know how to say no. Men and women alike. You're riding with somebody, your gut is telling you no, they're about to do something they're not supposed to do. And you're just driving, you don't want to do it. You're not asking questions. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. It's just this, it's just that. And you end up in a weird situation. Now police is chasing you and boom, that's it for you. I've lost a lot of people in weird ways. And I just know how being nice is so detrimental. And a lot of people feel in order to be a good Christian, you just have to be nice. You have to say yes all the time. That was the biggest and toughest lesson that the Lord taught me. I want to drill inside of your heads. I know y'all tired of me keep talking about this, but I want to drill it inside of your head so much because it was drilled inside of my head. The Lord would not let me rest. He kept coming for me over and over again with this lesson is that I don't like people pleasing. You're not doing yourself or me any favors by people pleasing, because oftentimes people pleasers want to please people so much that they no longer care about pleasing God. People pleasing comes before even God. You know you're not supposed to do this thing. You know you're not supposed to be talking to this person. You know you're not supposed to be indulging in XYZ. But you don't want to hurt the feelings that you ignore the rule of God. It's not of God. It's not of God. It's not. You have to put your morals first, your gut, and definitely, number one, the law of God first. And I had to learn that lesson since 2023. And even when I lost friends that I grew up with, I still didn't learn anything from that lesson. And I had difficulty saying no. Thank God, I was a little good. I had my ways, but, I stayed out of a lot of trouble that could have cost me a lot. But it was the grace of God. When you can't say no, you find yourself in debt. Because not any scam, you're gullible. You're naive. You don't want to question. You say yes. Now you're in debt. Now you're in debt. You fell for a Ponzi scheme. You lose all your fortune. You're doing crypto and all of these new fads that's coming out. It's so good to be true. Somebody became a millionaire. And da-da-da. Somebody gonna argue with me in the comments. Do you hear anyone talk about crypto anymore? These things come out of nowhere, especially now that the economy is going how it's going. A lot of these scams are going to pop out so much more. A lot of these Ponzi schemes, etc., they're going to come out of the woodworks. And you have to learn to not be gullible. Of course, guys, I'm going to do more videos on this topic. It's not just this one. But for now, take that. I have to do a video on the art of negotiation also for you guys. And so I can know how to negotiate certain things and not fall for, the pressure of paying more than you have to, doing more than you have to, giving more than you have to in all areas of your life, not just your work life, not just school, not just, but your intimate life, your life as a parent, etc., with friends. But if you watch until the end, leave a red and white heart in the comments for me so I know you watch until the end, and comment below more videos you guys would like me to do. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. I just want to say a huge thank you to all the supporters that have sent Cash Apps and PayPal. I've seen it all. And I just want to say thank you to you guys who understand why a lot of creators are pushing away from Super Thanks and going towards PayPal and Cash App because of how YouTube is doing us behind the scenes with it. I appreciate it, though I cannot send everyone a personal message or personally say thank you. I want to end every video by saying thank you because it really helps to push out content unfiltered to you guys. May the Lord reward you tenfold.